This is Jake Faber with PittStateGorillas.com, chatting with Gorillas head volleyball coach Ibraheem Suberu about the 2012 season. And first, Coach, let's talk about the spring. Your team did their usual spring training, and then they went overseas to Europe and also played some clubs there. What was the biggest benefit to the European trip for your team?
Exceptional cultural travel. Give our team members the opportunity to experience not just the volleyball side of competition and training with other teams, but most importantly, made new friends. Just great ambassador opportunity for them for Pittsburgh State University.
Okay, and what things did you see out of your team in the matches in Europe that you really liked and you think can translate into the season?
Well, one of the biggest things was the cohesiveness. All of us working together, each part contributing to make the team cohesive as a whole. I think getting an extra time in the court here at home training and then going overseas to compete together really helped us tremendously, because the gap of losing them during the summer for about 2-3 months suddenly was breached because we had that extra 3 weeks or 4 extra weeks that we could do some more work together.
And on the other side of that European trip, what things did you see that you think you might need to correct with your team right away before the fall training begins?
Well, the good news for us is the time that we spent really gave us the additional window into seeing the things that maybe we didn't have enough time to work on during the last fall season. So we were way ahead in getting some of those things implemented. Our serve and pass part of our game certainly got a boost because we did get a few extra players on the court beyond the necessary spring training. So our serve and pass part of our game was something that we definitely had some benefit of seeing how we can improve on those things before we start the season.
Okay, now let's talk personnel. Your team this year has 11 freshmen or sophomores and 7 juniors or seniors, and that's a very young squad. How much do you think that you will need to lean on the upperclassmen and the other players will need to lean on the upperclassmen to kind of show them the ropes as the season goes on?
Well, one of the benefits of this year that I really believe will pay off as we begin the season is 4 of those veterans have been here now for 3 to 4 years. So this is going to their 4th year, and as seniors, they were here when we had the run in the NCAA tournament in 2009, and so this is their 4th year. I think those 3 that were here at that particular time are eager to put their stamp on the program. As we always tell all of our recruiting class, leaving the program better than we found it, and I still really believe that these 3 will do a great job for us.
And out of those upperclassmen, which ones do you see as the best leaders, not only on but off the court as well?
Well, I do believe all 3 equally distributes the experience of leadership really well. Brooke, Faye does a great job. Becca does a tremendous job as well. And Leah obviously is one of the biggest supporters of the rest of our team members. And all 3 are just good leaders for us.
And you'll have 2 transfers this year, sophomore Paula Krutna and junior Jordan Rem. Which roles will they play immediately on the team?
Well, we do believe that the immediate opportunity to get on the court goes through the competitiveness that we put in place for everybody. I do believe Paula gives us the extra punch we need on the left and right side. She's so dominant as a right side position attacker, having earned All-America honors at the junior college where she led the whole country in kills per set. And Jordan brings tremendous experience as a primary passer, outside hitter from Hutchinson Community College, and we do believe those 2 years of experience that she has competing as a primary passer will translate really, really well for us in the MIAA.
And aside from those 2 transfers, which of your newcomers, meaning the freshmen, do you expect will have an immediate impact on the program?
Well, the outside hitting position and primary passing is one that we really believe this year is very, very important. Central to everything that we do is the first touch. Crystal Whitten is somebody that was highly evaluated by us. We've known her for quite a while and haven't had a chance to work with her in camps. And she's very coachable, very, very explosive off the ground, and very quick. And in a fast offense, rhythm offense like we run, we do believe Crystal will make an immediate impact. In the setting capacity, Hayley Hansford, great setter, freshman from Kansas City. We've had the opportunity to work with her as well, and 2 years of training with her in the summer gives us an insight into what her potential is for our level. So we do believe those two will definitely contribute. All of the freshmen will definitely play some roles, but in terms of immediate needs, we definitely think that our setup position will be much improved in competitiveness, and then of course the serve and pass game with Crystal Witten, very, very important.
And you had several young players that have already been a part of your system for a year and either didn't see a lot of court time last season or were redshirted. And how do you think Abby Smith, Samantha Wyatt, Chloe Foster, and Haley Gregory will be able to help the team this fall?
I'd like to liken Abby to the X factor that not everybody seems to recognize, but she's been there for the last 2 years and put a lot of work in. We're excited for her. Quite unfortunate she got injured last year, and that kind of slowed her down tremendously. We do believe she's matured, very much physically ready and healed. And the Europe travel really did her a lot of good because she was able to get released in time for us to travel. So those extra work that she did in Europe certainly will pay off. We do believe that Crystal, Kristen McCall, will continue to excel for us as a libero. She became our primary libero to finish the year last year and was an all-conference to finish. Chloe and Haley Gregory, two redshirts. Haley has put a lot of work in. She's much physically stronger, understand the tempo and speed and the rhythm at which we want her to be moving consistently. Very successful as an all-state player at Lee Summit West. Chloe is the best jumper that we have on the team, touching at least about 10'3". So we are hoping that somewhere in between, those will translate into physical demonstration on the court. And then, of course, Samantha Wyatt has put a lot of work in as a defensive specialist. She's eager to compete for a libero position, and we're pretty much looking forward to seeing all of our young ladies continue their progression.
And on the other side of that, two of your seniors that you've already mentioned, Brooke, Faye, and Leah Flynn, have been 4-year starters for you. What would you like to see from them specifically as they enter their senior season?
To put everything together. Brooke has been cross-trained tremendously, but she's going to settle into the middle blocking, middle hitting position for us. Hitting percentage has to be up. Point scoring decisiveness has to be up. Leah was dominant to finish the year. Struggled with the shoulder injury that really slowed her down most of the season. We do believe that if she's okay, if everything is okay for her, we do believe she'll be one of our top point scorers. We have to have point scoring decisiveness. The efficiency of their point scoring has to really, really go up for us to be very successful this year.
And another player you've mentioned, Becca Pearson's in her 4th season and will be setting for the Gorillas again this year. She has 2 young setters underneath her, and how do you think that learning from her will help them become better players while improving their own skills?
Well, she's learned over the years in terms of the rhythm and the tempo of what we've done as a system. We do believe that last year when we were finishing the season, she took hold and was really consistent for us to finish. She's had all this spring under her belt to do a lot of work and continue her progression, and we do believe that the 2 young ladies that are coming in will learn from her tremendously. So she's a good leader, quiet by nature, but very, very athletic in terms of just how she moves, and obviously she wants to win. So we're excited for her.
Kirsten Erickson is in a position to have a big year for the Gorillas. What does she need to do to improve her game and become a top player in the MIAA this season?
Well, like Brooke and Leah, same thing. Decisive point scoring and efficiency in attacking, ball handling skills. She's more matured. She's definitely one of our most conscientious team members. Puts a lot of work in off the court. We do believe things will come together for her this year. And the same thing, point scoring. It's all going to be about point scoring.
And another player that we really haven't touched on is Nicole Rockhold. What would you like to see from her going into this season?
Nicole had an up and down year last year, and half of it she had no control over, but we feel that definitely put a lot of work in this spring, much more physical. In fact, I found myself telling her a lot of the time in the spring that she's our quickest, fastest, most physical player during the spring. Her goal is to be more efficient, less error, high percentage plays, more point scoring, because the team that makes the least errors in volleyball wins. We hope that she can definitely bring that to the table where she reduces her errors, and of course she can score points in bunches.
And now let's transition and talk a little bit about your schedule. The Gorillas open the season with a home tournament. How important is having that home stretch at the beginning to a strong, positive start to the season?
As a young team, one of the benefits for us is to get ourselves off to a good start by playing at home, giving our team the opportunity to be settled first before we go on the road. The conference is extremely deep, very competitive, with teams making the national tournament last year and in the past having 5 to 6 teams ranked in the AVCA top 25. So to get our team to be ready to compete in the conference, going on the road is what we've done in the past. This year, playing at home, we really think will help our freshmen get their feet under them before we get into the battle of the MIAA.
And the next weekend after that, the team will travel to Southwest Baptist for a tournament. What are you looking for to get out of that tournament right before the Gorillas start conference play?
We're still close to home, so we haven't gone too far yet in terms of the distance of travel. But we're hoping that from the first weekend, with the 3 or 4 day training to review what we've done, we can continue to be a better ball possession team, better point scoring team, better point minus in terms of a team that can protect the ball. So the first weekend is critical for us to get all of the information to our kids, get them on the court, have it tested, and by the time we go into the second week, more cohesive, ready to go and ready to get into the MIAA in the third week.
And as we all know, the MIAA is a conference that's extremely competitive, something that you touched on earlier. And now the conference has new teams, new schools added. What do you know about the new programs and what they bring to the competitiveness that you talked about for this conference?
All of the new teams are very successful in their previous conferences. Nebraska currently was and has been one of the top 10 programs in the country for many, many, many years. Lindenwood has done great and exceptionally well in the NAIA ranks, and they have competed well in the MIAA within the teams that they've played in the past, so their transition will definitely not be any problem for them at all. UCO, one of the top teams, obviously, in the Lone Star back then. So we feel that all 3 teams will fit quite well in the MIAA. So it's just a matter of us making sure we hold serve at home and then compete well on the road.
And we've talked about individual players, different teams that are joining the MIAA this season. In your opinion, what do you think it's going to take for the Gorillas to finish near, or if not, at the top of the conference this year?
Score more points, give up less points. We've given our team members a great opportunity, and we've trained and instructed as best as we can. The goal is for us to be more intelligent, be more competitive, be a fighting team that basically have better attitude in terms of giving the other team our best and not back down from anybody else. If we can score a lot of points and protect our own points and not give up unnecessary points, we should be a very successful program this fall.
And something some fans might not know is that your team is doing a public scrimmage and autograph day at Pittsburgh High School on August 18th, something you do every year. Why do you feel, as the coach, that it's so important to get out with your team and your players and do things in the community like that autograph day?
We are part of the community. All of our team members are fortunate to be exposed to the club in the community. We do help coach in the YMCA community. Our players are role models for a lot of the middle, elementary, and high school local players in town. We have tremendous relationship with the Kiwanis and so many different civic organizations in the community. So getting in the community to showcase our new team every year is something that is part of the expectation. So we are part of the community, and being able to give our team members a chance to meet our fans prior to our first matches at home is always worked well for us, and it gives everybody a chance to meet our players as well.
And speaking of that, if a fan, whether it was a student here attending Pittsburgh State or just out in the community, ask why they should come watch Gorilla Volleyball, what would you say that would get them in the stands? What's the reason that you think your team is going to be so exciting to watch this year?
More athletic, more pride in competing. We definitely have a team right now that is definitely hungry, and we do believe that they represent Pittsburgh State very well in the classroom, in the community, and in the field of athletics. So it's an exciting team.
And that brings us to the end of the 2012 Gorilla season preview. Thanks to Coach Suberu for sharing his thoughts on the upcoming season. This 2012 season outlook is free content on PittStateGorillas.com, and many new and exciting pieces of premium content will also be available later this month through a new program called Gorilla Access. Visit PittStateGorillas.com for more information about Gorilla Access, as well as for the latest news and information on Pitt State athletics.